Right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am Wes Bartley. I run the community here at Mooncolony, and I am joined by the illustrious Alexandrov. Welcome.
Hello. I'm just checking. Do we hear? Can somebody confirm? Do we hear West twice, or is it something that I did? Maybe I should
Oh,
look
that
through
might be
somewhere.
a Discord thing. Let me try doing this. Can you hear me twice still?
Uh, Say something?
Can you still hear an echo?
No, that's fine. That's fine now.
Fantastic. All right. Welcome. Now, I just need to check something real quick to make sure everyone can access the stream. We were doing some testing earlier, but yeah, in the meantime, we can kind of, perhaps chat about anything we might be wanting to draw today. Any ideas? We got Shiritada in the chat. Welcome. All right.
Ooh. Right.
Alex, in the meantime,
Mm.
do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do for Mooncolony?
I am chief executive janitor at Mooncolony, and I usually just clean around after people, and if they mess up, I just go and clean it up. Uh, that's like one of the jobs of a lead in Mooncolony. But yeah, in like more serious note, I'm a lead in Mooncolony, but the previous description still fits it because like you call a lead when things mess up usually, or when you start a project. So I have like two situations that I am needed basically. But yeah, I'm a lead at Mooncolony, lead illustrator more specifically. But yeah, that's me. I have been doing this for unusually long time. Ah, it's the microphone issue.
A little bit low.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to increase that
Uh,
volume, but this is about as high as it possibly goes.
maybe an option would be if Wes turned down his volume and you
Mm.
guys just crank your sound or something.
That's a good
Maybe
choice.
that
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to
that's
turn myself down so I'm super quiet. Um, and hopefully Alex will be more audible, as just like Blaster
yeah.
speakers to
How
full volume.
yeah how is that?
Yeah, how's that for y'all?
Is that an option?
My sound's
My
at max.
sound is at max,
Hmm.
and can you hear me?
Interesting. Well, as we
I mean, if you cannot, you can always use like lip reading techniques or like just guess what I'm saying based on
yeah, context
like the
clues.
situation.
Exactly.
Uh,
Last stream
I
with
used to do that when I was, yeah, sorry.
with Leone, he was not audible at all because we didn't have any Mac audio coming through. So I just had to translate everything he said by simply he would like go on a full rant about something, and I would just have to explain it to everybody. Um,
Summarize it.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the chat AI that just goes. Those people and those people said something before you
Hmm.
joined the chat. Oh yeah, I can always shout like a lunatic.
Yeah, that's an
That's an
option.
option.
In the meantime, yeah, let's get to drawing. What do you have in mind for today? I hear we have some ideas floating around.
That's a exaggeration at best.
Hmm.
But I will Megan, wonderful Megan in Mooncolony suggested
Praise
I
be.
do a Fallout related drawing.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna do that. What
Awesome.
exactly am I drawing is a mystery to me, kinda. I got some references to like start me off. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
I'm not a I'm not a Fallout lore aficionado, but I know there's some cool designs out there like Death Claws and the Ghoul and the other ones.
yeah, I think I'll draw a dead claw. like a
Ooh.
situation. I'll go with something wide because I'm sick of like Instagram square illustrations. So I'm just going to. I was thinking maybe a person stumbling upon a dead claw
Oh, that's neat.
or something, kind of like.
Yeah, I love the storytelling aspect there. That's fun. Uh,
Yeah, that's kind of like my speciality, I guess. Just as an illustrator, I don't usually go too much in detail with design because it's just very very boring to me. It's not like I'm not like saying anything against design. Like I respect it. I love great design. My brain just doesn't like work that way.
yeah, I mean, I think every artist kind of has their own, interests and tastes and what they're kind of drawn to, pun absolutely intended. Uh, I think you do like some really fantastic, like painterly work. I saw your work on the Disco Elysium project, and that was chef's kiss.
There is some there is some like images from that I would like to post at some point, but yeah, just haven't gotten into it.
Yeah.
So I will start with a sketch because it's kind of like how I feel today.
Bit
Not
sketchy.
because like there is any particular benefit
Hmm.
by doing it.
Do you tend to start with like paintings or lasso tool or silhouettes?
I tend to be random as possible, and yes, that's like the best I can describe it. It's just like how I feel at this particular moment. This like causes me great pain, but it's kind of like fun.
Hmm.
It's at least a little fun.
Oh, we got
Okay, there is a guy. He's kind of like scared.
yes.
But
Ah,
now
yes, John
I'm
Fallout himself.
Yes. I don't think I like him though.
Hmm.
Uh, maybe maybe he's kind of like walking,
Hmm.
holding a gun or something.
Sort of like a death claw looming in the background.
Maybe he can be squatting.
Hmm. Stealth
We
100.
have an hour, so I'm trying to make it as fast as possible. Maybe he's kind of like hiding behind the car or
Ooh,
something.
that's neat. I haven't actually played the Fallout games too much. I don't know if there's like a stealth mechanic the same as other Bethesda games, like the Elder
Yeah,
Scrolls.
there is.
Nice,
There
nice.
is.
Yeah, I've been getting into Morrowind recently. That's been my poison of choice.
Oh wow. How old are you again, Wes?
I'm 20, around that age. But
I think I. No, I'm just wondering how old were you when I played Morrowind?
mm,
So that's why I'm asking.
yes, I played it for the first time in the ancient days of yore.
Yeah, I
Um,
played it when I was like 13 probably,
mm.
and you were probably not born then.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's fun going back to play games. I mean, I think I was definitely like Skyrim era. Was my gateway drug. Uh, anyway, we got all these questions in the chat. We got Christina, we got Richard, Megan, Vampire, also Magdalena. Awesome, awesome to see y'all.
Hmm.
We have a question from Rainkite. Also, y'all, feel free to ask questions at your leisure. Alex will do his best to answer them in complete and utter fulfillment. Christine's playing Oblivion at the moment, but the remake. Hell yeah, love that. Rainkite says, is it
Hmm.
easier for you to have a small, organized amount of brushes, or do you like to keep a lot at once like a collector? So do you collect brushes for Photoshop?
Uh, yeah, that's a question. For me, I am more like a hobo, uh, like a homeless person gathering trinkets and with the brushes. I try to limit myself as best as possible, but it always goes out of control. I try to delete some and like as often as possible, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there's the hoarder mentality of, hey, I might need this someday. You know, this might be useful to me at some point.
I I am beyond this.
Hmm.
I'm just there's always I work in many styles in Mooncolony and I cannot afford to have just like a couple brushes because
Mm.
some are like stylized, some are like very detailed, some are like very brushy, and I need to have a brush for like every occasion.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, makes
okay.
sense.
So
We got a
let's see.
competition going here. That's awesome. Loving this so far. Ryan says, I definitely have that mentality. Yeah, I think, it is good to be prepared for every situation. Sometimes you'll get like a, very clean thing where it's like, hey, just round brush is plenty. And sometimes you'll get like something painterly and stylized. And it's never a bad, you can never have too many brushes. It's impossible. Hey, Malars, how's it going?
I wonder if there is like a backpack that you have in Fallout. I cannot remember.
Mm. I think in a
There
lot of
is.
Bethesda games, it's like your inventory is just a void pocket with a arbitrary carry weight.
Yeah, you have a point there.
I remember I was playing the Oblivion remake, much like Christina, and it's interesting. I feel like managing inventory space is a lot like managing file sizes on a computer. Like you're like, I don't know if I need these folders, and this one is taking up way too much of my inventory space. And I can delete that, but this one, oh man, I need that one. It's stuff out there.
Yeah, I am playing a game currently. It's called Arc Raiders,
Mm.
and yeah, it's a lot of inventory management in that.
I've heard good things about that one. How are you finding it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. The designs, like the world, is like so immersive. I love immersive games.
Mm. What's generally your taste in games? Like what kind of if you had to, I don't want you to pick a favorite, but if you had to.
Mm. But if I have to pick a favorite, I'll probably go with an RPG.
Mm.
Uh,
Like Mass Effect,
but yeah,
Dragon
I play
Age.
everything. I am very every sort of game type of person.
Mm.
I can play like Elden Ring, and the next day I can play like Euro Truck Simulator, and then I'll play like a sim game or something, and then I'll play a hardcore shooter game,
Mm.
like for a lot of hours. But yeah, I love every game, honestly. It's like I think the only games that I don't like are probably side scrollers, and there
Mm.
is like even exceptions to that as well.
Mm. Yeah, I wasn't too
Like,
into side scrollers for a while too, but then I found Hollow Knight, and that was my gateway drug. um,
yeah,
yeah, new
I tried.
Embark's Games franchise. I want to give it a go as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
What?
need to try Arc
Sorry?
Raiders. Oh,
A
Emma was saying.
new Embark Games franchise. I want to give it a go. Oh man, the game is absolutely cool.
Mm.
Like I'm sure you will love it just for the design and like the vibe of it. I know you like Dune very much,
Mm.
the movie. Just how I did, and like the atmosphere and like the general level design in that game is absolutely out of this world. I love it.
Megan says, I am terrible at side scrollers. Yeah, a lot of them are very mechanically intensive, which my Fingies don't like that anymore. Too much time playing WoW for that. uh, the lighting looks so beautiful in Arc Raiders. Yeah, definitely.
The lighting, like the sound designer, like popped off, man.
Mm.
I haven't like your gun will sound differently depending on what is around you. Like if there's like a metal thing, it will like reverberate and like you can hear it twice and like the metallic sound when you shot a gun. Yeah, it's great. Right. So let's see what I'm doing. So kind of like maybe basic composition for this dude. I am, instead of using the last tool, which is a great tool, but I kind of hate the super sharp edge that you get with it.
Mm.
I am just using a very hard brush to
Interesting.
make selections. And I am making that not because it's needed, but it's because it will save me time. So yeah, I will try to keep myself to the 1 hour mark and just paint as fast as I can.
I love the composition so far. It's looking very kind of like the sharp edges of the Deathclaw, like very jagged almost, versus like the kind of guy who's quite
Oh,
diminutive in
did you guys
comparison.
hear that?
Your what? Sorry.
My Windows kind of like made a error sound.
No.
If you guys heard it.
Don't you hate it when that happens? When the window needs more RAM. Raccoon says, getting into a fugue state with The Sims 2 for a week and then not touching it for another year. Yeah, I think that's my approach to Terraria. I just play it for like a week straight and I never touch it for the next 5 years. Rainkite says, have you seen the new Fallout TV series? Or the Fallout TV series?
Yeah, I did. I didn't like fully finish them, mostly because my wife hated it. So, but yeah, I did find it semi-enjoyable for the most part, which is more than you can say about most shows these days.
From your artistic perspective, what did you enjoy and dislike about it?
I hate stupid conversations in today's shows. That's like my biggest pet peeve is like just unrealistic weird conversations. People saying things that don't seem reasonable to say, and they sound like some
Yeah, I can relate. I think whenever there's a plot in a show or a series or a game where the plot only works because the characters are deeply like moronic, it's always a little bit frustrating to deal with because I think they can do better. Raccoon says finding media with natural sounding conversations, even with wild concepts being discussed, is nice. Yeah, definitely. I think like nice, realistic, organic dialogue is in such short supply. But when you find something that can do it, I think a great example is like Andor or Discworld. Love that.
Andor. I loved Andor.
Yeah.
Andor was such a good show.
Yeah, Andor is amazing. And like, it shows that you can have like any setting and tell a good story. Uh, you know, it's
Yeah, I
it's
love about Andor is that it does not like rely on the Star Wars plot. It just has a great story that happens to be in the Star Wars like universe. This is like one of the best things about it.
yeah, totally.
They're not like, look, this is like a lightsaber and this is like a Jedi. There is like not a single Jedi, I think, in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it would have been so easy for them to be like, we need this recognizable marketing material, but they had restraint, and I think it did really well. Um,
Yeah.
Raccoon says Discworld. I totally agree. Terry Pratchett is an amazing dialogue writer. The conversations in Dungeon Meshi too. Yeah. I haven't seen the show. I know there's a Netflix adaptation, but I saw the comic or the manga. Um, and yeah, very complex, interesting characters without falling into. I think there's often tropes of anime that will be like, oh, the characters just announce how they're feeling and announce what they're doing and monologue all the time. It's
Yeah.
not a fan of that.
Same.
Loving these rust patterns on the card. That's fun. Chrissy says, very rare day when I can catch a Mooncolony video due to time zones. Yeah, so we're actually going to be trying to do streams around this time, maybe like within an hour, so, maybe an hour from now, maybe an hour behind. Uh, but yeah, hopefully it should be more accessible to folks, especially like in like North America or South America. I know there's a lot of Brazilian folks who watch streams, so Magdalena says, I'm playing Expedition 33. The dialogue there is great. Yes, I completely agree. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 is a,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah,
game that
yeah,
came out
yeah.
recently. Um,
Yeah, I know. I just unpopular opinion. I don't vibe with the style.
Interesting.
So everyone is telling me this game is amazing. I just don't vibe with the characters and like the general style that they
Hmm.
are picking. So I haven't given the game a chance,
Hmm.
and I'm probably completely wrong for not doing it. But it just, it just, it just that. Do you find like seeing an actor that you just dislike
Hmm.
instantly? You're like, I don't like this person, like for no obvious reason. You're just like, nah, that, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people
Mm,
feel that way about a lot of actors. Um, Expedition 33, I would say, is a little deceptive in the way it presents itself. Like it's like, oh, it's JRPG. They're gonna save the world. Uh, but I mean, the dialogue, the characters, they feel very human, which I appreciate. Like they don't feel like they're acting; they feel like they're actually in the world, experiencing it. I would be surprised if it does not win Game of the Year. I think it deserves it by far. Um, Voice acting
I
soundtrack's
don't
excellent
remember
too.
what came out this year, honestly. What came out this year?
There were some good ones. There was Hollow Knight Silk Song. There was Hades 2. There was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Lot of twos out there. What else was there? Raccoon says Witch Hat Atelier is up there for children talking like actual. Yeah, like actual children. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Like a lot of a lot of media does it in a very odd way of like, hey, they just talk like many adults who are happen to do the slang of the youth. Isn't it lit and on fleek? um, Chrissy says I'm on the west coast in the U.S. Hey, same here. 8:30. Yes, indeed. I am from Portland. If you didn't know. Raccoon says game with wildly different style to what I normally play, but need to. Cruelty Squad. Cruelty Squad. What is that? That sounds familiar. Oh yes, the very abstract avant-garde game. Yes, indeed. Voice acting and soundtrack of Expedition 33 is excellent. Also, I agree, Christina. Yeah, finished it 2 days ago. Not running the house. Yes. Christy says, "What? I'm in Portland. Oh my goodness! Wow, I was not expecting that to happen today. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm not gonna say exactly where in Portland I am, but I'm in the southeast region. Uh, yeah, lovely, lovely gray weather outside as we like it. How's the weather over in Bulgaria?
Absolutely shit, for lack of better words.
Fair enough.
Okay. So I wonder if I can cheat the whole way and just use like flat colors, like local colors, and then just light the whole thing. That would, I wonder if I can pull it off.
Let's see. I believe in you.
I know some people do, but yeah,
I believe in you.
it's not my usual go-to.
Hey, experimentation is the key to improving. That's how you do it. Dan Rob says,
It's like a great place to experiment when you're doing streams, but I usually end up doing it here anyways.
Dan Rob says, I was in Portland a few months ago. The food was very good. Heck yeah, I love that. Yeah, Portland definitely punches above its weight class in terms of food, being a small city, but having like a lot of, um, folks coming in, like setting up restaurants and making really good stuff. Chrissy, I'm over in the North region, loving the weather, keeps me inside getting art done. Yeah, frankly, I'm a big rain guy. I love the rain. I love being out in the rain. Uh, but yeah, it's also very cozy when you're kind of just inside listening to it fall and just doing some paintings. Dan Rob says, I love Alex's method of building up his paintings. Yeah, this is really fun to watch. I love the way that you're kind of like doing the composition, like the texture. Do you want to tell us a little more about how like you kind of approach your thought process to each painting, or?
I don't know why am I always like that. Like, just my brain is like, tell him no. Just like
No.
when you ask me that, I'm like
How
no.
dare you?
No. It's like, look now. There is like this fact that I am not approaching drawing like how you should, and you should probably not try to approach it how I am doing it. I am just skipping things in just because I believe that I can, and like I believe that I can recover from mistakes and like figure out how to get out of a place that I have put myself in starting a certain way, but I just go with it as fast as possible, trying to figure out kind of like shapes and where is light, where we don't have light, and that's about it. And like figuring it on the go, at least definitely in this situation currently. If I was doing a important illustration for work, I would definitely go a lot more methodical about it, like make thumbnails or sketches and like research what type of light I want to have and like what sort of mood and characters and like where I'm going with it. But currently I'm just trying to reach the desired like end result as fast as possible. And that is, I'm using like a textured brush just so that things will look more finished without them actually needing to be rendered properly. Like this car is kind of like looking almost done just because I use this brush. If I was using a round brush, this would look like a square.
Raccoon says it's good to know. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Raccoon says it's good to know the rules before the shortcuts. Me trying to tell my younger peers this. Yeah, it goes without saying, don't try this at home. To all you folks. Alex is a very skilled artist, and he knows what he's doing. But yeah, it's good to know those fundamentals before you break those rules.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like the most disappointing thing, I was talking to my wife the other day, the most disappointing thing like young artists hear from me is like that there are no shortcuts. Like they're like, how do I become this? And I just tell them like, well, you need to like learn perspective and anatomy, like light, composition, and like all of those. And they're like, oh, great, thanks for not telling me. There is no shortcuts to this. Like, you need to go through it all, and they feel like the reason that they are not as good as they want to be is that they don't know some like big secret about it, and nobody's sharing it with them or something. And critical enough with themselves and just yeah. There is like a monitor different in different games. I think in the last one was just black and with green text, but I think in a previous game it was actually yellow, so have it yellow
Yeah.
just for the sake of visibility.
I think that was New Vegas that had the yellow monitor. I know a little bit about Fallout. But yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of folks definitely have this mindset of, oh, surely it can't just be practice and studies and, 12 hours a day of doing art. Um, but yeah, that is the secret ingredient. There's no special talent. There's no special, you know, like magical solution that will immediately make you amazing, despite what all the YouTube influencers might tell you.
Yeah, do this one trick to become like instantly amazing. That does not work. You can like trick it to some degree, but yeah, it will. Problems will always arise, and if you don't know the basics and like the building blocks of becoming a good artist, you will not be able to solve them, and it will. A good artist will always see that you lack the skill to do it. You cannot like cheat a portfolio. You may think that it's looking great, but like a skilled artist will always be like, oh, definitely this guy have no idea what he's doing when drawing hands, or like
Yeah. Raccoon says you gotta get a feel for it. You only get in that from doing it a bunch. Yeah, a lot of repetition, a lot of practice. Uh, Magdalena says knowing fundamentals gives you the freedom to create what you like. I've been focusing on anatomy recently because I really felt stuck in my art practice. Yeah, definitely. It can be useful to kind of focus on something that you feel like is maybe a skill you're lacking or you need to brush up on.
I mean, and I'm saying it with like the best possible uh, intention. Like when it's funny when an artist, like a young artist, comes to me and like sends me a message in ArtStation or something. He's like, "Here's my portfolio. Can you like give me a tip what I need to improve?" And like the answer, if I'm truthful, is everything. Like you need to improve absolutely everything that you do in order to be a better artist. And yeah, it's tough thing to say, but I'm in the same boat. Like I need to improve everything that I know about drawing, and I constantly try to do it. It's not like a one thing solution. Like I study anatomy, I know anatomy to a very decent level, like a very good degree, and I have studied a lot, but it's never enough. It just can always be better. So depends on like what you want. Me in general, I want to be able to do everything because I'm greedy and I want to not have like holes in my skills, and I want to be good at everything possible. But yeah, it frustrates me that design in general bores me, and I want to be better at it just because I like great design. But yeah, I have a problem with just sticking with it. I start designing something and it's immediately I'm bored and I just wanna quit. But yeah.
Yeah, it can be tough to focus on things that aren't maybe to our immediate interests or what we tend to enjoy doing, but that's where the discipline kicks in. Speaking of which, Chrissy says, good reminder to get started with today's studies. Absolutely. Do those studies. I know you do quite a
Yeah,
few
like
few studies, Alex.
I do. I not so much recently. I have a small kid, and like time is precious, and I like to play games, and my free time is sometimes covered by other activities. But yeah, it in general, it's a great idea not to do studies when you're inspired, but make it a habit and
Mm.
just go with it, like a little by little. It's like half an hour a day. Just it's quantity over quality, mostly, at least to me. Like everything I say, guys, you should take with a grain of salt. It's like my opinion. I'm not like a scientist on like human intelligence and how we perceive information. I'm just telling you my perspective of the art world. And I have had the pleasure and sometimes pain on work to work on like almost everything famous out there. But yeah,
Yeah. Rain Knight says, I have the Lunar Academy Black Friday bundle. I'm working through all the courses they're loving and so far. That's awesome to hear. Yeah. Let us know how you enjoy it. Raccoon says, I forced
oh man,
myself.
time is flying.
Oh, yes, indeed. We have about like a little over 20 minutes left. Raccoon
Okay,
says, I force
let me
myself to
just.
be interested in vehicles for work. I'm cursed with wanting every vehicle to make logical sense, the ones I draw. Yeah, once you know how things work, how the sausage gets made, as it were, how the clock, functions and ticks, uh, it can be kind of, you begin to notice, like, all the things that are, that are inaccurate with construction there. Cat Mooney says, I watched one video about concept art on YouTube. Anatomy is very important indeed, because then you have to do modeling in 3D. One single mistake and nothing will work in 3D. Interesting. Yeah. I haven't done too much 3D myself, but I can definitely see how that might apply. Ooh, getting some neat little kind of lighting options there. That's awesome. But also, yes, I will say again, take everything said here with a grain of salt. We obviously, Alex is the real professional here. But, ultimately, things are different for everybody. Um, we are not legally liable if you do studies and it doesn't work out. Chunky Deathclaw, heck yeah. What do we all think is the name of this Deathclaw? We'll take a democratic approach to this. Bob. Ooh, that's a good one. Cassandra. Hmm. Choco milk. Thank you, Brett. Man, so many good options. I second Choco milk. I think Choco milk is winning in the votes. What about Doctor Choco milk? Does this Deathclaw have a doctorate? Is there Deathclaw doctorate, PhD, MD?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Uh, Probably not.
Oh, well, what
You're expecting a cool answer there?
what do you
So
think of the name Doctor Choco Milk? That is what the chat would like.
I think that there is not much milk left in
Hmm.
for, but I do remember that they have like those two-headed cows. So
Oh
maybe
yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
that's where it comes from. That makes sense. What kind of layer modes are you using right now for the lighting?
Honestly, I'm kind of like experimenting. I'm starting to like linear light I used
Hmm.
just now to try to have this effect that I wanted. but it didn't work out.
Hmm.
So I'm back to the good old overlay
Hmm.
for maximum control. Now probably just use overlay on the next one. Problem is with overlays,
The old
very
reliable.
often overdo it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes if there's like too much of the layer effects, and I'm guilty of this certainly, like adding all that color dodge and then it looks overblown and terrible.
Softer layer.
Hmm. Perpetual Pears says, really loving the atmosphere you've got going on in this piece, Alex. Yeah, it's very atmospheric.
Thank you.
I actually do get a little more of that kind of Disco Elysium feeling, just from like the kind of like that soft painting and like really strong composition. Also, if y'all have any more questions for Alex, we have about 15 minutes left, so make sure to ask him now, or forever hold your peace.
Now the problem here, as you can see arising, is that my values are a bit out of uh, a bit not what I want.
Hmm.
I'm just like fighting them and trying to wrangle the whole piece in place that I like, and that is a downside of what I said, not planning and just starting this way. I have a general idea where I want to take something, but when you start applying those like drastic lights, things just start becoming very different from what you imagined.
What do you usually do to fix value issues in your drawings?
Just like this is stupid, but I just rely on my intuition. Like a lot of my drawing really comes down to just kind of knowing where I want to take something,
Hmm.
and just that's it. It's not like concrete information of things. It's just like, okay, I just feel like that this needs to go in this direction or whatever.
Probably comes from having a lot of experience in a very vast visual library of, like you know what a good piece looks like and where you're looking to go.
Yeah, I think so. Just like experience,
Hmm.
honestly.
Raccoon says, "What is your favorite fantasy creature to paint?"
Dragons.
Hmm, that's a good choice. Are there any honorable mentions?
uh, Werewolves.
Hmm.
Very basic things, but I do love a good werewolf.
Hey, basic is
Like,
basic's good. You can
yeah,
do a lot with that. You're right. It does have the Disco Elysium vibe. Yeah, definitely. I think maybe it's like those greens and yellows. Like it feels that maritime feeling. I Draw Animation says, "Do you enjoy working under pressure or with tight time constraints?" Hmm.
I don't enjoy working in general. Uh, yeah, it's, but I don't mind.
Hmm.
In general, I feel like rushing an illustration is always negative. There is no, I haven't had the situation when I'm rushing something and it just turns out amazing.
Mm.
It always is better when you give it a time and like you can think about what's going on, and the result would always be better. So rushing is definitely not a thing I love doing.
What kind of
Right, let's
paintings?
try.
Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no.
What kind of
I
paintings
was
do
gonna say
you
like
enjoy doing in your personal time? Sorry.
I very different from the paintings I do professionally usually.
Really?
I like drawing very dark and moody things with not a lot of color and like weird compositions.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
what were you saying before I
entirely different
interrupted
from
you?
what I do for work.
I see. Uh, let's see here. Ryan Kite says, I can't believe this has only been less than an hour. This painting's amazing so far. Wow. Yeah, this is really impressive for just like about 50 minutes so far. I mean, we already got a really strong piece so at the moment.
I have said this before in a stream and in streamings in general, but like the best teacher to being fast is just being late on your deadlines. It's like,
Hmm.
and also like having experience,
Yeah.
like not repeating brush strokes, knowing kind of like what do you want to do.
Yeah, I remember that great talk about like the procrastination monkey and how deadlines can kind of activate that sudden burst of adrenaline and get a lot done. Ryan Kite
What
says
is that?
uh, there's like a I think it's a TED talk maybe about like the procrastination monkey or something. I'll have to find it at some point. I'll send it to y'all in the Discord. Ryan Kite says, "Do you like to jam out to music while you draw, or do you listen to any TV shows and podcasts, or just complete silence?"
I used to, I used to like listening to things. Now I am weird.
Oh,
What happened? Did we die?
I think we lost you. Oh yeah, I think. Oh, you need to maybe rejoin the link. I'll send it to you again. Not sure what happened there. Let's see. Okay. Let me know when you're back in. Apologies for the technical issues, folks. We'll just be devoid of Alex's beautiful presence for a moment. Uh, joining the link. Oh no, that's not good. Let's see. Are you able to rejoin the link?
No. It
Hmm.
says, did I drop out?
Yeah, you did. We lost you for a sec.
It gives me like a weird error that says webcam cannot be detected. Can I like disable it or something so I can try with that?
Huh.
I don't know why that happened.
Interesting. Apparently the webcam. Yeah. Um. Sure. Go ahead. Uh. Hey, folks. We will be right back. I'm just gonna transition to our beautiful BRB screen. Yes, indeed, the death claw got him. Uh. All right. We will be back with you in a moment. was me. All right, folks. Welcome, welcome. Let me just configure everything real quick. Okay. We should be getting that Photoshop back up. Alex, make sure to share your canvas again. Yeah, that would be good.
Sorry.
Just to make sure people can see it. Oh, it's looking beautiful so far. Look at that.
That was not problem.
It's not showing yet. Show on stream.
It's not
there
showing?
we go. Okay, we're good.
I see it.
I see. Awesome. Oh, look at those nice grungy textures. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for putting up with that. Yeah, we're just gonna be finishing up. We got about 5 minutes left to do some nice finishing touches. No pressure, no deadlines, of course, but I think the last question we had was Ryan kept asking, do you like to jam out to music while you draw, or any TV shows, podcasts? I think you were halfway through answering that.
Yeah, I used to. Now I find myself not having the time to. Also, maybe it's the fact that I have some sort of noise always around me, my wife, like, things happening, so I just like answer the questions and stuff all the time. So maybe that's is what stopped me. But yeah,
kind of getting that taste
when
for
I need
silence.
to rush something, I do sometimes end up using music to like hype me up a bit.
What genres do you like? What kinds of music?
Like last thing, like in general, everything. If I'm like just vibing, I will probably use some game music or something like that. But I was using Tool on my last session. I think had to rush something, so I just wanted a bit more energy.
Yeah, get some nice Oblivion music, as a stream backing. That'd be fun. do 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 do. Raccoon says, a coworker of mine watched all the Shrek movies when she first started at work. Bearing in mind this was in the office and people would walk past and just see Shrek on her other screen. I mean, that's got to be distracting. I feel like if you're watching Shrek, you're going to be paying attention completely to the screen, It's hard for that to be a background affair. I'm loving all these details. So do you normally work without like zooming in too much? Because I notice we're kind of like at the detail stage, but you're still seeing the whole composition.
Oh, I do try, but currently I'm intentionally trying not to zoom because I wanna do as much detail. I mean, as much as possible, so this can look kind of like something in this like small time frame that we set. But yeah.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic so far. I love it. Oh, that glowing eye looks amazing. Like very kind of in the shadows. Nice contrast there. Verax says...
constant problem with brushes. Yeah, go on.
Oh, Verax says maybe she wanted to see the donkey. I guess in relation to Shrek. Donkey.
Yeah, I'm having constant problems with brushes and like what I want to use. The most fun brushes are usually most difficult to control, so I end up struggling. This brush, every non-artist uses it to create great effect. I just cannot. I always end up trying every time. Like, okay, let's try again, but I just fail. I don't know. I don't know why that is.
Where do you tend to collect all the brushes? Like, are they on Gumroad? Are they just on the internet?
Usually just through the years, or like if I like an artist, I try to identify what he's using. But yeah,
Hmm.
there's a lot of brushes out there.
Awesome. And remember, folks, there's no shortcut brush that'll make you a good artist. You gotta still practice. It's not about the tools, it's about how you use them. Um, we are at about time. I'm gonna open up the floor for one final question for the illustrious Alex before we have our dear departure. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. This has been fantastic to see y'all here, and I hope you're all really enjoying this. I certainly am.
I can give it another 10 minutes
Cool.
if you don't have anything to do. But if you do, it's cool. We can end it and like probably finish it another stream or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we can go another 10 minutes. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, Streamlabs has been fun to wrangle all the technical issues.
I had to like figure out how to. I had to like go in Chrome, delete the permissions of Streamlabs, like to reset whatever was the issue.
Yeah, it's fun to deal with. This is. But hey, we got there eventually. It's all about how you deal with adversity.
So it's like that. You can be at least judging from like popular streamers, everything just breaks in. Everything can be working fine until like you have your audience and then everything breaks.
Yeah, such is the nature of live broadcasting. You think of
Yeah.
all the things that can go wrong will go wrong, and it's fun that way. We love it. What do you kind of think about as you're like wrapping up the details of the painting? Like, is there anything you definitely want to make sure gets in there? Anything?
I'm honestly not thinking about just like this looks unfinished. Finish it. This looks unfinished. Like this doesn't look like a shape. Make a line. It's just like I'm going on autopilot currently.
Yeah, I notice a lot of artists will often like struggle to kind of render something to completion. Like it's easy to get about 80% of the way there, but then there's some pieces you can just kind of work on forever, and it's like eventually you gotta say a painting's all done, which it never will be. Paintings are only abandoned, not finished.
What the hell is happening now? Something happened.
Oh dear.
Randomly.
Oh, I didn't see anything.
Can I draw?
Just,
okay. You guys seen it? Everything good?
Alex is painting through Rob. Yeah, we can see you. It's all good.
Everything just randomly died.
Oh dear. Let me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine now. But just for a second, just like drooped.
Awesome. Brief panic. Painting with pure vibes. Yes, indeed. But also many years of experience. I think the vibes come from knowing what you're doing. At least that's how I see it. Take it with a grain of salt, as always. Getting that biblically.
You can always like give your version of the world. It doesn't mean like it's right. But yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
I like also my opinion tends to change. There was like time that I was saying like that talent doesn't have anything to do with being a good artist. But then there are some artists that are just amazing without in like a very short time they're just doing very amazing things. So you cannot deny the existence of it.
Mm.
But yeah, my opinion about what makes a good artist is prone to change.
Mm.
I feel like you can learn all the things that make you technically good, but there are some things that you cannot learn this way.
Mm.
But this guy Snakes is just broken. I just if I flip it, I will see it, and yeah, I just don't have the time to do that.
Do we have a? I wonder if we have like a bit renewal that where someone can ask us to flip the canvas. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things that no matter how good or like how much experience you have flipping the canvas, we will always like catch you and prepare to
Mm.
the problems. It is very rarely that flipping the canvas this late in an illustration will just go smoothly and you're like, oh, nothing is busted. Great.
Mm.
Let's make a little Mooncolony logo
Ooh,
or
that's fun.
something.
Fallout
I don't know.
Mooncolony crossover.
I don't know if you have a logo. We probably do.
Yeah, it's like
Everyone
the
probably.
double triangle thing for the M.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Bootleg Mooncolony.
It changed
Yeah,
until after the Fallout.
yeah. Here in the year 2076, new Fallout. It went through some like a retro futurism vibe. We had to rebrand.
But yeah, maybe I should just use a lot of uh, contours like to indicate some shape
Mm.
without actually having shape,
Mm. Or
so it can look more finished.
yeah. I mean, I think like definitely from a thumbnail perspective, it's looking quite nice. Um, yeah, the composition's looking good. What kind of car are we looking at right now?
Just the first car that came when I typed Fallout car.
Mm.
Yes. No time for thinking in an 1 hour illustration. It's
Mm.
just like going forward with something and trying to blend at a point that it looks
All right, y'all.
like
We've
you intended it.
we've named the Deathclaw. Now we need to name the car. I'm taking suggestions. Honestly, pure vibes. That could work. Donkey. You never know. So I am curious though. How do you decide? Because you have a very kind of like loose painterly style, or at least it seems that way. Like how do you decide when a painting is finished? Like what level of polish do you find to be enough?
For me, it's when I know what I'm seeing. Uh, for me, an illustration, drawing needs to have just enough detail so it can be descriptive of what you're making.
Hmm.
Like for me, this hand can be finished because I know it's hand and I know this is a claw. Now from this point forward, it's like how much I want. I could just leave it like that. But it's obviously selling the idea. This is a hand, so detail will make it cooler, but it will not make it more of a hand. So yeah, for me it's just like selling the idea of what you're drawing, and as I said, that can be very different from project to a project to a style and everything in that regard.
So some projects kind of have like more detail they need, and some have less. Yeah.
What can I do to make this look more finished? Maybe some texture here and there.
Yeah.
Something.
All those brushes that you'll definitely use someday, you know. Get some use out of them.
A lot of those. Just like for one occasion.
Rain Knight says, Wheelio, the naming part is the hardest. Yeah, that's why we're outsourcing it to you. You know, that's why we give you the lovely privilege of getting to name everything, every subject in the drawing. We don't need to know the guy's name. Doesn't matter. But, you know, the car, yeah. That's important. The plot.
At this point, I'm just like drawing on top of everything. Layers are just a thing of the past. Right, what can I do? Maybe if I just slap color dodge on it, it will look great.
That always works.
Oh, wait, I know what always works.
Ooh.
Just random sand. Fog.
Now it's looking post-apocalyptic. There we go. Get those nice dust storms of everything falling apart. Atmospheric effects.
Behind the dead claw. Behind the dead claw. If there is still a behind, because I merged a lot of layers.
So how much layer hygiene do you keep? Like, are you very disciplined when it comes to keeping layers separate, or do you tend to have a lot of crossover?
Just trying to keep planes and like objects in as much as possible separated, and that's about it.
I know you do a lot of like 2.5D animations, so I reckon, you know, for the animator's sake, it's quite important to make sure there's, you know, clean differentiations of the subjects.
Yeah. That's a more complicated type of project, but yeah, then there are like requirements there that need to be met. Oof. Okay, I don't think I'll get away. What am I looking for? This brush spacing. A lot of brushes are like adjustable to the situation. That's
Ooh, we got some adjustments going on. Yeah, I'm loving like the kind of particle effects we're having. Like, get some motion in the piece. You know, maybe he's sneaking in from the Brotherhood base. That's a Fallout faction, right? That's lore canonical.
there is actually.
Yeah, he's from
the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, he's from the Brotherhood of Steel, and he's from the Mooncolony Vault. And he's like, all right, Choco Milk, the Deathclaw, he's on the run. And we need to track him down so we can recruit him to our party, just like Mass Effect. Because, you know, it's good to have Deathclaw in your party. That seems reasonable. But Wheelio, the talking cars.
No.
Oh, that's nice. I like the ash effect there.
Yeah, nothing usually works perfectly as intended, and that is okay.
Yeah, could probably race a little bit.
That's like part of the fun, because like you explore, you have a general idea,
Mm.
but then that changes, and then you're like, oh, that's much better or
Uh,
worse.
Checkered Cat says, "This is what I get for being late. Just 1 hour and there's a complete illustration. Magics." Yeah, I am gobsmacked by how fast this went. Yeah, I've seen some of your studies and I had no idea how long they took, but man, I mean, yeah, this is a beautiful painting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it is a drawing, but not sure if it's beautiful. But it is a drawing.
Well, hey, don't they say that art is subjective?
They do. They definitely do. Let me just make everything dark enough so lack of detail is excusable. Maybe wait. Maybe get over that.
You see all that sand? It's actually a crossover with our Across the Timeway cinematic, where John Fallout is coming from an alternate universe to save all of creation. I don't know.
John Fallout, that the name we gave him.
Yeah, we got John Fallout, we got Wheelio, we got Chocolate Milk, the Deathclaw, with a doctorate. Naturally. There's some very internally consistent world building happening. Don't you love to see it?
This is shaping up to be kind of like a drawing.
Yeah.
Where is my car reference? What can I do? Maybe break a window or something. Make it a bit more detailed.
Yeah, someone saw a bag of the Fallout drug in the car and smashed the window open. I need me some skooma. No, that's
Oh, you're.
Khajiit.
I could have like sworn it's Skyrim and blending it.
That would
I
actually
mean, like Fallout.
that'd be fun. It's like a Fallout Elder Scrolls crossover. You know, you get like the Dragonborn fighting some ghouls. A little bit of that Fustara in your life, you know.
I am drawing as fast as my hand is allowing me.
And I get some Fallout mutations. Just evolve 3 more hands. So efficient.
Don't imagine, guys. Don't imagine that professionally I draw with this speed. I am fast, but
not that fast, of course.
This is what I'm doing is just trying to make something that remotely looks like a drawing in that window. And also try to show the other Mooncolony artists that I am better than them.
Asserting dominance. Of course, that's what this is for.
Yeah, I love, like, actually. I am kidding, of course. We have amazing artists. I just love competing with people. That's not a great trait that I have, but it just motivates me.
You heard it here, folks. First, folks, if you join the streams, you can compete with Alex to beat his record of finishing a painting very fast.
Yes, I would love that. Like, if somebody does a much better job, that would definitely motivate me.
Yeah. Why has no one made like a concept art Olympics or something? Yeah, go on.
No, no. I was just saying that this is starting to look a bit like a drawing.
Mm.
It didn't look like anything like 20 minutes ago, so I'm kind of glad we gave it another 10 minutes or like 15 minutes, 19 minutes. If you have anything that you have planned doing, just pull the plug, you can call it.
I think we're good for now. Maybe like another 5 minutes and then call it a day.
Yeah.
Uh, Checkered Cat says this is too good to compete with. I don't know. You can. You never know. You never know. Uh, Reisted says, how many years have you been drawing?
Probably. Uh, let's just say it like that. For amount that is kind of like I'm starting to feel ashamed of. In the beginning was like, oh, you're drawing for like only 2 years professionally, you're a genius. And now it's just like, oh, you have been drawing for like 30 years. Well, you kind of suck, bro. for that amount of years.
Hmm.
At first you're a genius, and then you're kind of like
Yeah,
slow. They're like, yeah,
with every year, people are like, oh, that's less impressive. But I mean, I think this is.
yes, yeah.
I think it's amazing.
I mean, I would say I have been drawing all my life, and professionally, have been drawing for like 17 years. So maybe actually more. How old I am? Maybe it's close to 20 now. I don't know. I started when I was 17. I was still in school, and a studio saw my work online. I was like, "Do you want to work?" And I was like, "You're gonna pay me to draw." Cool, of course, of course I want to work. So yeah, that's why I never went to college, because I was already working in the gaming industry as an artist, and I was like, "What's the point to study art anymore if I'm already working it?" But yeah, for a lot of years. And as I said, it's kind of like I'm a bit ashamed for how many years, because like I expected of me to be the best artist in the world by now, but I am not there yet, and it needs a lot of work. And there's like amazing artists that are like, I have been working for like 5 years, and they are like better. So yeah, at this point I'm just like, yeah, a lot of years.
Well,
The
Raccoon's
long answer.
Well, Raccoon says, I'm thankful of there being better artists than me because the pressure of being the best at anything would be too much pressure. Yeah, I think,
Also, it will be extremely boring.
yeah, nothing to improve because no one can touch you.
Like you completely deprive yourself from the feeling of seeing something amazing. Probably you'll be just like, this is meh. I can do better.
Yeah. Comparison is the theft of joy. That's how it goes. Uh, Love that this is in YouTube this time, so nice to go back and see how it's in. I agree. Uh, yeah, it'll be really neat to watch this and see how not funny my jokes are. Like that one. um, Man, this
It can
is
haunt you forever.
yes, every wrong thing I said on stream eternalized and immortalized for all time.
You can have your kids someday. Dad, is that you? You're cringe. What are you even saying?
I will send clips to you. Yeah, just post them on the TikToks. It's free advertising. Check out this guy.
Oh man, this guy is like arm is extremely long.
Hmm.
I, I forgot to look what I'm drawing. So
Hey, but it's Fallout though, so you
it's
can just make the justification of he's mutated.
maybe I should have drawn like a third hand or something.
Yeah, hey guys, I got the mutation of having slightly 2 inches longer arm. It's really debilitating. It's terrible.
I, there's a lot of like fun uh, skills
Oh yeah.
in Fallout. I'm almost sure there is like a third hand type of mutation that lets you like reload faster or something like that.
And if there isn't, I'm sure there's a mod for that. There's mods for everything.
Yeah, I love the games. Uh, they're great. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Mm.
In general, this is like my two favorite settings. One is like fantasy, the other is like post-apocalyptic.
Mm.
Sci-fi comes like third.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big like Star Trek, Mass Effect, fan. I like the diplomatic alien uh, media. Rainkate says, I have to head up, but thank you both so much for the stream. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been awesome to have you. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here. This is it's been quite a while since we engaged in regular live streaming, and obviously I'm very new to this, so if I suck, please let me know in the comments. Always looking to improve and take critique in any way that we can. Uh, you don't have to critique Alex because he's perfect in every way, but you can definitely critique me.
Definitely not, but if anything, I'm like I have too much flaws. But yeah, I may sound arrogant. I realize I probably do, but it's I am very I critique everything, so that may come as arrogant, but probably the most critique I give is to myself. So
Hmm.
it's yeah, definitely not underflowed myself.
Yeah, it's equal opportunity. You just everyone gets the same treatment.
Yeah, like my motivation for like in general drawing is just me berating myself of how bad I am at it in general, just constantly until forever. You may think that's not fun, but it's just the only way I know, honestly. Just how I do things.
Oh, I think you would be surprised at how common the extremely aggressive inner critic is for artists, and the anxieties of you could be so much better. You know, uh, when you think you can berate an artist, no one can berate you more than yourself. Absolutely, very true.
Yes.
You can't say
Yes.
anything meaner to me than my inner brain has already told me. That's how it works.
Absolutely. That is very accurate.
Artist brain, baby.
And yet we are so like touchy when when you
Mm.
show your work to a friend and they're like, yeah, that's okay, and you're like, what? Where is the
How
you're
could you say
amazing?
this?
And you where is the I have spoiled you guys. I
Oh
cannot
no.
get uh,
Elvira's
this is
redeeming
amazing
hydrate and
anymore.
posture check. We need to posture and hydrate. Where's my water? I should have.
I am my tablet is not in front of me. It's like
Mm.
like that. So I'm kind of like looking through the like drawing to the side of my
That's
yeah.
a, that's allowed.
So posture check. At least I'm like looking straight,
Mm.
but you never know if my drawing is in the right place. But yeah, this is
Yeah,
kind of
it's looking
like
great.
what I want it to be. I can do some like. I mean, it's obviously underdrawn, very rough, but it's the idea I had is there, so I'm kind of happy to end it. I can probably play with some
Yeah, and
uh,
and this is one and a
After
half
Effects and
hours.
stuff.
1.5 hours produced this painting, y'all. This is black magic, wizardry of the highest order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, round of applause for Alex in the chat. Come on. Like this is wonderful work. The textures create the form so effectively. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, this is great stuff. Yeah, and I believe it will be available on YouTube if you'd like to see the whole process. Maybe speed it up if you so fancy. And thank you so much for being here, Alex, and thank you all for joining us. Uh, Hopefully we will be able to reunite again soon and have an amazing rest of your day. Alex, any final words?
Oh, not really. This was fun. I always like doing those. Usually, I used to just use them for like creating content for like online social media. I'll probably not post this one because the only reason is I don't like the person. It's a drawing, but it's not something I want to show people. I'm not ashamed of it, but it's just like I'm not proud of it. So I'll just toss it in a folder. But I'll just uh, see if I can add anything like, and I'll send it to West. He can post it in the like Discord for people to see it in like proper resolution or something. But yeah, thanks for watching. I apologize if I sound edgy. I'm just like a worn down artist in general. But yeah, thank you Wes for like hosting,
Yeah,
and this has been fun.
absolutely.
We can do it again.
Have a great day, folks. Bye bye.